Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue Japanese, got El.loueMT. Spawn on the north side as the cyan Holy Roman Empire, we got Elazer. When it comes to map generation, do have a deer deposit a little bit front, a little bit over here. Those professional scouts have been quite common, but we do actually have a decent number of small tree deposits go along with the large tree deposits. So Cyan should be able to wall off a decent amount of territory. This area is not traversable here. Blue does have his 3 wood deposits up in front as well, so he will easily wall stuff off. Got also a large amount of deer there. Both of these deer could eye for secondary town center or just collect it up normally and not eye for professional scouts. Though I don't really see Japanese go professional scouts all too often, even though right now professional scouts is pretty much standard. Blue does find a good number of sheeple. Let's see, you got, of course, the natural gold deposit here, which can help you easily walled in, but it is a bit forward. Can Chap will not be employed in the field, clear a storehouse in return. Other gold deposit, small one back over here, relatively safe. This one's next to trading post, relatively safe, can be walled on in, though a little bit open at the initial part of the game. Gold deposit back here, nice safe Japanese player. This gold deposit is in between these two tree deposits, so it can be walled on in, but still a little bit exposed to, say, archers. And last gold deposit is next to trading post as well. Trading post is in the corner, so perhaps maybe Castle the Crow could be a possibility, but probably not. Additionally, both of these civilizations have access to very powerful heavy infantry. We could see mass heavy infantry for both sides, but probably not. Though, if Holy Roman Empire is going to go heavy infantry against Japanese, maybe a bit more possible. They don't have crossbows. They have a mounted archer, which is also weaker than crossbowmen. Also a little bit more expensive, so there could be a possibility there, but mass spring guards have been quite common. We do now have a barracks now deployed in the field, and a stable as well. Going for some initial spearmen. Spearmen heading towards right there. We do have multiple scouts. We got survival techniques being researched. Do we see? Looks like professional scouts have already been obtained by Cyan. Professional scouts on the way with Japanese players, so both players going for professional scouts. While the Japanese players going for some relatively professional spearmen, but they're just basic spearmen, so they're probably a bit more of the village fool. Does grab the deer there and getting stabbed by a horseman while we got this spearman there. Probably a good idea to start slowing down the game. Scout decides to run away from the horseman. Horsemen are faster than scouts. We got a hardened spearman there. Both players have access to hardened spearmen. So far, nobody's died this game. No initial wheelbarrow, unique wheelbarrow technology for the Japanese to collect the berries faster, and of course, get a half wheelbarrow. Local Doggo demands head pats. He wants a stick. Throw the stick, he'll be happy. You can befriend him like that, right? We do now have the scouts bring back some deer. Horseman patrol 4 got a single spearman to ward him away. A large number of villagers on his gold deposits who's planning for a faster castle, if I would hazard a guess. These numbers sheep collection as well, so this is gonna be a fast castle. In the middle of all this aggression, let's see, has one housing space open. Japanese players trying to get close to Pop Cap, going for some Yumi archers, Yumi Arshigarus. They're not as nice as the Age of Empires 3 archers, but they shall do. Pumbaa, Blue could aggravate Pumbaa. Nope, he does go down. If he would not have gone down, probably could have been a good idea to aggravate Pumbaa. Spearman gains Spearman. Or Spearman, I think, will win out. Looks like Pumbaa was aggravated. Akuna Matata has been disturbed. And Spearman will have trouble versus the Boar. Boar does have 4 armor. More Yumi archers being pulled in the field. Regni's Cathedral now on the build queue at the 8-minute mark. And we got a bit more damage there. A couple more Yumi archers in the field. Yumi archers are the cheap archer variant. They are 65 resources as opposed to 80 in total. They offer 1 less damage, same range, and 1 less bonus damage as well. So they're 20% less effective. Their health is 65 as opposed to 85 or 80. Is it 80 or 85? I can't remember. So effectively they are 20% less for exchange for costing 15 less resources. Yeah, overall my offhand math suggests that they are 20% less archer. Though a Yumi Bannerman can help them out. Castle now complete for the Holy Room Empire player. Watch you grab the relics. He costs, of course, 1 for Regni's Cathedral. Spearman is a good strike on the Horseman. Temple of Equality being researched. Okay, now that is the rare of the 2 landmarks. I've seen like maybe 3 times before. I've casted like 3 times from replay before. Something ridiculously low, in which I need a refresher what they do. Let's see. The Buddhist monks, I guess Buddhist monks, not Shinto monks, allows them to debuff units. Additionally, they have a research that can give them, make each monk provide gold generation, though it's not super great. It takes like 3 minutes before they even just pay for themselves. Okay, let's just click on Temple Quality. Produces Buddhist monks. Contains unique Buddhist technologies. Buddhist monks provide support in combat by decreasing enemies' damage with the Sohi Sutra. By enhancing the damage of allies. And by enhancing damage of allies with Buddhist conversion. The conversion ritual, so if they carry a relic, they can buff up nearby units. That's one of the more powerful things, so they're both buffer and debuffer. This is, okay, Buddhist Temples does also cast a debuff when that's research. Upgrades Buddhist conversion to Nihon conversions, probably butchered that. Which are 25% shorter cooldown, so recharge faster. Additionally improves the allied units' movement speed by 20%, so it does give sprint to nearby units. Which is nice. A bit situational, honestly. And the Zen here, Buddhist monks generate 25 gold every 6 seconds. If I remember correctly as well from a YouTube comment last time I covered these guys, it's actually may have been about around a year. I can't remember. It does trigger immediately as well, so it takes... what's the cost again? They're 80 gold? Oh, maybe they receive a cost reduction since the last time I cast them. So it'll take about 3 minutes, yeah, or 2 minutes to at least pay for himself, and in the 3rd minute they start providing a bit of a profit. That's actually the Sutra. Monk does go down. Got the mounted archer here. Got a knight engaging. Good amount of heavy units, so more of the mounted archers would be a good idea. So this mounted archer will go down. Mounted archer does have 5.5 range, 10 damage, plus 9 versus heavy. Not great. Spearman, another mounted archer push forward. The Spearman is going to be very useful. There's regular Yumi archers there. Going for a mounted samurai as well. Can go for a mounted force. Mounted samurai are pretty nice. They are 10 resources more expensive, and they are, I think, exactly the same as knights and lancers, other than the fact they also have the deflection ability, so they can take one hit for free. Onimusha have 80 health, which is pretty low. I think Magadai and Horus Archers have like 85 in this age. Actually, no, I think they're probably closer to 100. I can't remember. Yumi Archer does go down there. Does get some good damage there. One of the knights do go down. These mounted archers can be quite nice to go along with the mounted samurai, because it's a mobile range unit to help provide damage fire support for your own heavy units. The base damage is the same, crossbowmen are 11 base damage, 10, 11, pretty similar there. Can make a difference. And there's a sutra there. The Sohi Sutra reduces damage by 50% for 30 seconds. A decent amount, so it's good to pick off individual units like that. It does appear to be recharged pretty quickly. Mountain Samurai does take out that knight. We do have this scout down here. Looks like the Kura storehouse has a full encirclement now. Got Daimyo Manor on the field. Going for a secondary town center. Extra village production never hurts. Got some crossbowmen, men-at-arms. They are the early men-at-arms. Feudal age men-at-arms or castle age men-at-arms have not been researched, aka just regular men-at-arms. Blacksmith now being researched. Knight being pursued. Looks like it does not have the whistling arrow upgrade, whatever it's called, to improve the move speed. Multiple of these exercises being captured. Right now, the Japanese player does have 5 Buddhist monks in the field, which they can start debuffing small groups and harassment forces, as well as heal up your own forces. Additionally, they do have Zen research, which I believe that had got received cost reduction. Nope, Zen does not appear to have been researched as yet. Probably should eye it. The last time I saw this was 500 resources, but looks like it may have been reduced down to 300. Sign has claimed 4 relics, so Abel gets 8 relic income versus opponent's just 1. Right now, he does have 7 village on gold, and which probably half of that's just the passive income. Science pretty forward. Good number of knights and crossbowmen with some man-at-arms. Still no castle age man-at-arms. Good number of mounted samurai and mounted archers. Couple spearmen mixed on in. Man-at-archers should be pretty nice dealing pursuing these man-at-arms. Does take out some of these knights there. Spearmen trying to hit the crossbowmen. Mounted bannerman here, which does buff these nearby archers. Make them actually quite nice. Doesn't buff the bonus damage, just the base damage. Crossbowman being pursued. Spearman engaging. Got a single Onomusha or Onobugashiga there. Now we got these crossbowmen being debuffed there. Yeah, it looks like the Soei Sutra does have a short cooldown, just has a longer cast time. Knights starting to go on down there. Mounted bannerman push way forward as well. And looks like some of these guys are getting nice and healed on up. And these Buddhist monks do have spearman movement speed, so they can accompany an army no problem. Onabukishas do have a staggeringly high 1.5 movement speed. They can copy horsemen quite well. Couple mounted samurai and a good number of Onomusha here. Mounted bannerman, Yuma bannerman is severely wounded, and that must be the how do we pronounce that? It's a good volley there. We now also have the veteran Onobushigas. We've got the level 3 melee damage and +1 melee armor, or range armor for blue. One villager does go down. Right now, blue does have a slight village advantage. Sign has cut off 5 villagers. Knight does go down. This one could be pursued. Got villagers in the gold deposit. Trying to save some more of these. Does get stabbed. Does have textiles. Being outside of the walls before start collecting the gold. Pals of Swabia now being employed on the field. Japanese player is pretty far from aging up. No Zen just yet. And right now, Sign has a massive wood and gold reserve. House Swabby here. These villagers could be hit quite nicely, but looks like blue's not on quick enough on the draw. Veteran Horseman now being reached for the Holy Roman Empire. Some of these villagers are going down. A couple of these Onomushas do get impaled. Takes out another villager there. Now there's plus more 4 villager queue for the Cyan player. So Cyan does have twice the amount of villagers queue, so he will start. Let's see, 10, about 80 seconds behind his opponent when it comes to villager count, which is not too far. That can easily claim. There's an outpost here for spawn, and Sign does have a keep here to protect that sacred site. Blue still has this sacred site. We got a unusual composition of Onomusha and 2 Onabugishas. We'll find some of these villagers. 1 does go down. Dust textiles have been researched. 2 does go down. Possibly 3. Got 3 relics inside the Rignes Cathedral going for Tide Barn. Very nice. Blue does fall back at that region. Got some basic walls here. Trying to collect the berries. Going for level 2 wheelbarrow now. Pumbaa now being obtained. Horseman there, Boost Monk there. Still no Zen has been researched. Thought he would have gone for that a long time ago. He does have 14 Buddhist monks in the field. Maybe, yeah, Zen. If I click on one of the Buddhist monks, doesn't say any gold income down there, so he doesn't have Zen. Zen probably should have been researched a long time ago. It would probably make his existing monks definitely would have paid for themselves and then get a bit of profit. Daimyo Palace not been researched. Ten Nagamashima, I don't know how to pronounce this still, gunsmith, has not been researched. Trebuchet engaged in the keep. Blue also has a significant amount of wood reserve. Could start getting out some farms. Does have some farms. Could probably delete some of these lumber camps there to get more farms. Additionally, he could probably go for a wave of battering rams to batter down his opponent. Sign Harry now has an army of horsemen, crossbowmen, and going for hand cannoneers. So he's not going for any heavy infantry. With 8 relic income, he will have a significant gold income that can really support out a good number of man-at-arms. Plus he's not upgrading his crossbowmen. Probably a good idea if you're not planning to go for any more crossbowmen. It was probably a stopgap to deal with the mounted samurai and primarily the mounted samurai. We do now have Nihon, which does give him the sprinting aura benefit. Zen has been researched as well, so it does have some gold income on its Buddhist monks, which we see it up there. Once this gets researched, he may just do a conversion ritual to improve them. Upon casting, his allied units increase 25% movement speed plus 20% damage and for 20 seconds, so a very powerful buff. And 20 seconds is a decent amount of time, but of course it's not forever. That should be very useful for the veteran horseman. Elite spearman on the way. Nigar Yari. Spear equipped with a stronger spear that increases weapon range by 20%, increase their damage against cavalry by plus 15%. I forgot they had that research. Because you most likely see only boogie shows. But the increased weapon range is nice, but the ability to fight cavalry even better is always quite nice. Just when the opponent's going for a good number of regular horsemen. The university's now been researched or built on the field. Horsemen straight forward right into the ranged forces. Very nice. Got more horsemen back here by Cyan. And Blue sort of came in a little bit piecemeal because see the Nahin conversion. He only has, this is only one relic, so he's got to be careful not to let that go down. Buddhist monks taking some fire, including the relic carrier. One does go down. A conversion ritual there. Got a big wave of gold. Now there's a speed and damage bonus. Able to really close distance. These only booty shots now moving at almost horseman movement speed. Besides the fall back there. And looks like some of these Buddhist monks may go down. The trebuchet should just probably be sent back a little bit there so it doesn't get part of the formation actually selected there. Good number of sutras been applied. If I remember correctly, sutras is the style of riding on somebody's body, and not because they're drunk and passed out. Looks like the hand conversion ritual is available once again. Could be gunned down, be hard to click on it. There's conversion ritual. Now able to launch a counter attack. Good number of hand cannons in the background, and hand cannoneers, even though they're not as strong as they used to be, they still like to shoot everything. James player is also going for his own hand cannoneers, Mahal being summoned by the gunsmith. One supply charge available. Drops a relic, picks up the relic. Trying to go for another conversion ritual. Here comes conversion ritual. Does split off quite a bit of units to chase that one guy. Not a massive buff there, but good old hand cannoneers have greatly increased damage. Going for another conversion ritual there. Does pull back. Taking some free damage there. Trebuchet actually got a kill there. Trebuchet actually getting some damage there. But now Japanese player is far from pop cap, not producing enough units, has a decent amount of gold, needs more food. Going for a castle now. There's a big line of rice farms being employed in the field. Horsemen charge way forward. Some of these Magnels in the field. I'm assuming this also affects siege weapons like the Tie, which could be quite nice, buffing up siege army. Serpentine gunpowder, military academy, and herbal medicine now being researched. The armor tech is now being researched by the Holy Roman Empire player. He has pretty good reserve resources. Blue, not so much. He does have a Shogun Castle there, being upgraded for cannon. He could go for also a Daimyo Manor here to help out as well. One of the Mangonels do go down. The other Mangonel does go down as well. Another conversion ritual there. Great Mangonel shot onto hand cannoneers. Won't get any conversions, but here comes the charge. Does pull back. Was having trouble maintaining the army. Keep or castles firing some more rockets against his opponent. You pretty much reliably one-shot most things. Wow, the Sohi Sutra can really stack up, can't it? I didn't realize it can stack on the same target. It doesn't look like actually stacked. Look, -6 damage. Base damage is 13. So it looks like it doesn't stack. It can just be a multiple casting by the same target. That should probably be addressed, where the casting should not be able to have like a primary action. Not the unit doesn't have that effect. Even technically 2 could, not just make it so. Just say that it shouldn't be stacking like that. Should be targeting. Should have independent targeting. Horseman. Villagers getting some hits there. Another ritual. Not a great buff there, most on hand cannoneers this time. We got triple capture of the sacred sites. Of course, Blue's army will be topped off pretty quickly in health, but will always be at full health. We gotta keep up here, being upgraded with cannon and spring gold. This keep here has both, and being upgraded with spoiling oil, while there's nothing here at the moment. Mobile siege workshops now being established. Blue or Sign has a pretty good reserve of food and gold. Wood's a little bit low, but perfectly fine. Only Wugishas will receive keep fire. Blue's trying to go for a castle here. Gold. Not much gold left there. This actually not a, Blue should cancel that keep. That's not enough gold there to warrant a castle there. And Japanese castles are more expensive than keeps. Only by 300 wood though. Yeah, some decent damage there with those Mangonels. Horseman being pushed over here. Will find an opening. Does not. Will go through the opening. Blue's not straightforward. Got Relic here. Blue's trying to establish another castle here. There is a gold deposit here, which has been eaten a little bit. Trebuchet engaging. Of course, for all the Zen monks or Buddhist monks, does able to get a decent amount of gold income. These are Blue's walls. He's trying to go for perhaps a siege camp there. Japanese castle now under fire. Does have the same amount of health and fire armor as other castles. Mangonels get an okay shot there in the hand cannoneers. Not too many of them go down. Not any of the unique hand cannoneers, the heavy range gunpowder units. Goes for conversion ritual there. Does get out of the range. Does give him a bit of a buff though. Mangonels and bombards can start engaging the keep. We've got these culverins pretty forward. Japanese castle taking some fire. And the Japanese player needs more infantry on the ground. We'll be doing the keep. 6-side victory in 4 minutes. This castle is likely going down. Villagers trying to repair it on up. Not much left. It's not gold deposit. Right now there's just 38. Or 3,800. 38. 10. 380. Cannoneers gonna volley down the Buddhist monks, and some of these magnos are going down as well. The relic was dropped there. Second side has been decaptured. Relic picked on up. Blue doesn't have too many Zen monks left on the field for gold generation as well as various other capabilities. He has okay food reserve and wood. Blue doesn't, or Sign does not have too much food either. Plenty of wood and gold. Some stone here. No Daimyo Manor here. Horsemen now breaking through that wall. Of course, they showed the castle and the castle. A lot of defense there. Also got a cannon placement as well. Spearmen now engaging these horsemen. Got now our spearmen and hand cannoneers push way forward. Spearmen push way forward. Both players have less than 100 villagers at the moment. Both sides have killed off a good number of villagers. Castle will be going down the culverins. Onibuki shells push way forward. Both sides could stand to get out archers. Relic could be gunned down. Does gun down there. And right now, Takashima Gunsmith has 17 charges. He needs to start spending it. I mean, 17 hand cannons could be quite nice, or 17 Otsu. Oh, maybe even some Revolquins. Horseman backing on off now. Some of these units starting being gunned down there. Bombard fires away. Got bombard emplacement being pulled off somewhere by Japanese. SXI has been decaptured. Got random spearmen in the back line. Got some lands connect spawn field. Just Castle Reach lands next. Perversion Ritual. Getting some nice buffs there. But there's just so many cannoneers. He's going to have a bit of trouble through all that. He is killing off a good number of, or Blue's killing off a good number of villagers. He's at 66 versus 89. Of course, with 8 additional relics plus Tithe Barn. There's a lot of extra income. I mean, add effectively 8 relic income. That's basically 16 villagers. Plus Tithe Barns, just add another 4 to that. So yeah, it's expecting plus 20 villagers through passive income. So 100 or 82 is 96. So Blue's not in too bad of a position. Both sides just killing off each other. Mining camp has gone down. Gold deposit here, so there's plenty of gold remaining. Takes out those trebuchets there. More farms are here now. Right now we do also have 10 Buddhist monks in the field, which are basically half a village each when it comes to gold income. Lance connects rip apart those units. Battering does go down to the villagers, very nice. Sun has a pretty sizable army here, who has a good amount of production infrastructure. He is at pop cap, Sign is not. Of course, he has almost half the villagers, but has a staggering 106 army. Blue has units a little bit everywhere, though. Blue's raiding more villagers. This may be what makes Blue wins the game. Blue does have a higher destroy value as well. It feels like Sign's overall been doing quite well, but looks like he's not been doing well enough. Looks like he's going to respond to these Onobuk Shigas with Lance Connects. Lance Connects are pretty good. Looks like somebody's culverts getting thrown away. He can't be letting those go down. About using Lance Connects as opposed to Spearmen and Man-at-Arms. Lance Connects do have the Spearman movement speed, with Martian Joes, of course, has a pretty good movement speed. Additionally, Man-at-Arms are too slow, and Spearman will lose 1-1 versus Onobuk Shigas, so Lance Connects are a better option, but of course much more expensive. What if there's any extra conversions that was there? Seems pretty close, but doesn't look like it. Takes all the weapons there. Got Gundam Hand Kenya still pulling the field by Cyan. Trying to gun down the relic carriers. Does gun him down. Go for another relic carrier. Oh no. Okay. We also now have some samurai deployed in the field. They do have the Otachi, which means +5 for infantry. Got Gundam Spear employed by Cyan. Has, of course, more gold than wood, so Man-at-Arms is probably a good idea. Don't know if he has actually even Man-at-Arms research. Gundam Hand Cannon is in the back line, being supported by Yumi Archer. Cyan does not have enough wood for spring guards. Has plenty of gold and food for various Man-at-Arms. And Canadians find a way, get some good damage. Right now, Cyan's also down to 57 villagers as opposed to versus 89 or 98. He could grab half the villagers off of farms and divert them somewhere else, which he doesn't have too many villagers on farms at the moment as well. Hand Cannoneers versus Hand Cannoneers. Samurai taking a lot of fire. It looks like Sinda's going back of the game now. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.